Good morning, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. I didn't have any plans on touching the Renault 5. Quite a lot of you that was following it know that I previously put this up in a post and somebody said that I could have been in breach of YouTube's rules and regulations, so unfortunately I had to take that video down, and I did promise that I would upload another film. Quite a lot of you keep saying, Rob, try and get it going, give it a clean, do this, do that, and all of that is well and good, and I would like nothing more than to be able to do that. But unfortunately, like I've said in previous videos, I do this as my full-time job, the salvage cars, and I do need to keep constantly ticking those over and making a living, so I really don't get the time to do things like this. This car is going to be auctioned and every penny is going to go to charity. But I did have something on this morning. I actually had a delivery coming and I was waiting indoors for it. It was going to arrive between 8 and 11. That's now been changed until between 11 and 3. So I have got a couple of hours free and I am going to do a bit to the Renault, because I know that quite a lot of you do want to see me do some stuff to the car. So I am going to go round it this morning, put 4 tyres on it, get them pumped up. I did start to do a film, but unfortunately it crashed, so I had to start again. But as you can see, I've stripped out that cowling and I've started trying to free up the ignition because the steering lock's on. I have put a spanner on the engine and turned it over, and the engine does turn. So I can't promise that I'm going to be able to do it, but I am going to try and put a bit of petrol in there and fire this old girl up, just to pretty much put everyone's mind at ease. Everyone is really interested in it, and I do get a comment on this car in every single video. So I'm going to go ahead now. I've got that stripped off. I've had it soaking in WD-40 for quite a while. I'm going to go ahead and try and free up this ignition barrel and get it turning. Failing that, we're going to have to disconnect it and do some sort of hot wire to see if we can get it spinning over. It is an automatic. I've been through all the gears to make sure that that's not the reason the key is not turning. Normally on an automatic it is, you can't get the keys out until it is in park. But I've just gone ahead, got these 2 wheels out. One of them was actually the spare from under the bonnet and it's holding out, and another one, believe it or not, there was 4 in the boot. So I'm going to get those pumped up, get the brake freed off this side, and then get that done. I have just opened up the bonnet and chucked the jump pack on it, and it is surprisingly clean under here. Really surprisingly. It's the first time I've had the bonnet open, and if you look, it's actually all quite solid and it is all up together. The spare wheel was still in that hole. So yeah, let's just crack on, and obviously I'll come back shortly with an update, let you know how I'm getting on with this ignition barrel, because that's going to be the biggest battle. If I can't turn that on, then I'll have to have another think on it. I really don't have a lot of time, but you can see I am pulling out all the stops to try and get this fired up. I've just put some fuel in the carburetor, we've got the jump pack on it, I've changed the terminals. It's got a good earth, it's spinning over but it's quite slow. I'm just going to build up a bit more power through the truck and give it another whirl. It's not looking great, guys. We have got a new battery on it, we've got the jump pack on it, we've got the van on it, and it just seems to be spinning over so slow. I'm going to carry on recording now, and you can hear it spinning over yourself and hear exactly how slow it is. It's just, I don't think it's man enough to start it. Bit of a backfire there. Yeah, so I'm afraid that is a bit of a fail. Obviously the cylinders are quite rusted up and the engine's turning over so slow, it's just never ever going to fire up. I've put a new battery on it, well not a new battery, but a fully charged battery off the Parts Fiesta, the jump leads from my truck, and also the snap-on jump pack. So if that's not going to do it, then nothing is really. I'm not saying that it wouldn't run. You could take all the plugs out, soak them up, leave it soaking for quite a period of time, come back, there's a good chance that it would free up a bit. But what we have got to remember is this car has been sat for 2 decades. and it really does show. So I'm going to go ahead and get these tyres fitted on, and if the hoser reach out here, I will give it a bit of a wash down today, because I do plan on getting it listed quite soon. Obviously, as soon as it is listed, I will be putting the link for the listing in the description. I just can't stress about how much I've tried. I've been on it for nearly 2 hours this morning, and it's just not. I know that you guys are going to come up with some amazing suggestions to get it going, but I genuinely have got no free time coming up soon, so it is going to be going as it is. I'm just going to go ahead now, got it jacked up. I'm going to get these wheels swapped out, get it on its wheels, give it a nice wash, take some pictures of it, and that will be us finished on this car. I don't for a minute think it's going to come up beautiful, but give it a rinse off, bit of a shampoo, rinse it off again, and come back and see what it looks like. I must admit, it is quite satisfying watching all that years of grime actually come off, and underneath it, it was actually a very, very straight, clean car. I wonder why they did park it up and just leave it there for all that time. Maybe it failed an MOT or something, but you can't go back through the history that far back, so yeah, I wonder why. It's actually quite shocking what it has come up like. Don't get me wrong guys, there is so much rot in this car, it is unbelievable, but I mean, pictures do tell lies, and I'm going to have to be very careful when picturing this car, because I don't want somebody getting the wrong idea that it's a nice clean example, because if you stand back now and take a picture, it actually looks okay, and that is obviously not the case. We all know that. There's a great big hole in the floor, if you remember from that first video I put on. So yeah, I'm literally going to give it a little bit of a rinse, get that other tyre pumped up on the back there, and once it does sell, it makes it a lot more easier for someone to pick up and a lot more manoeuvrable. I've cleaned the back as well, just giving that a bit of a rinse, and it actually does, you know, all that green's coming off it, and it really does look good. I'll come back and do a full walk around after I've finished washing it off. Well, there you have it. I don't think we're going to be winning any show and shine competitions with it, that's for sure, but what a difference it really has made. Just giving it that little rinse off, it just looks completely different. I mean, those of you that did watch the previous video, you will know down there it's absolutely rotten, and at the back there, there's quite a large hole as well. What a difference just a bucket of water and a sponge has made. This side is the worst side, and as you can see, that seal is absolutely disconnected from the car. It's absolutely rotten, and you've got these huge soft bubbles here and here in the windscreen panel. If I just open the door, you can see just to the extent of how bad that is, and if I come inside, you can see it has rotted all the way through. I've just given it a bit of a wash obviously, and there's puddles of water everywhere. So yeah, this is going to be the final and only video on the car. I'm sorry that I don't have any more time to spend on the car, but I have done my best. I've collected it, you know, I've gone round it. That tyre has gone flat again. I've only just fitted that, so I'll have to look into getting a tyre put on that, because it is going to make it a lot easier when it's picked up. But yeah, I've done my absolute best with it. I've gone right round it. I've tried to start it. Unfortunately, time, I just don't get enough of it. Otherwise, I would have looked into it a bit more. I know you guys are going to come up with these great ideas of how to get it going and what it needs, but genuinely, it's just time. That's what it needs. I could get the car going, but it is just time, and it will take quite a long time to do it. And obviously I'll have to spend a few quid on it. I'm not worried about that. It is literally just the time. This car is going to now be going up for an auction, starting at 99p with no reserve, and all proceeds of it are going to be going to the Demelza House Children's Hospice. I will put a link for the advert in the description so that you can all go on there, read it and go right through it. And I'll also give updates in the community area on the YouTube, for those of you that don't go on eBay or anything like that and have a look. But as usual guys, please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I know quite a lot of you are going to be asking me to try harder to do it, but I just cannot do it at the moment, and I want to get this car sold and get that money to that charity. It's not, you know, it's better them having the money than the car sitting here. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. I upload frequently. I'm repairing different cars all the time, and hopefully you enjoy those. Don't forget, please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.